free, and enjoy more of what the world has to offer in this action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch.
So a little one-person trampoline, very
I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Tanner Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, and ideas and exercises live to help make you the absolute best version of yourself, not only for you, but for the people you love and care about most. And today we're talking about a fun little topic, something that's fizzled out with the power of technology, or now I'm catching myself how the term has just changed. And we're going to be talking about boredom, being bored. And maybe you can think back to when you were a kid and the times that you were bored and this and that. And maybe it brings up some horrific memories in classes that you didn't like as a kid. Or maybe it's you're in your current state where you are with your work. But anyway, we're going to go about 5 reasons why boredom is important. Why boredom is important. And how it's fizzled out quite a bit because of the use of cell phones and scrolling through, screen times getting all the way up to 8 to 9 hours a day for an average person. Absolutely insane. And we're going to give an analogy or two of why that type of boredom, because you could be bored scrolling on your phone, this and that, but that's not, it's how that works inward versus outward thinking, and you're not actually resting and recharging your brain when you're doing that, and it can be a little dangerous, and you're kind of killing some of these benefits we're about to go over. So I'm going to screen my screen share over here on my LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube stream, and then Instagram. I'm just going to read these out loud to you, and then we'll go ahead and we'll finish up with the board. Sound like a fun plan? Let's go ahead and get right into it. So I'm sharing my screen. This is a cool article I found, Psychology Today. And first benefit of boredom. So being bored can help improve our mental health. Being bored can help improve our mental health. In the age of information, our brains are overloaded with information and distractions. The wealth of information means a scarcity of attention. Attention uses one's limited cognitive resources for productive activities. So taking a break can be a valuable opportunity to help our overloaded brains relax and alleviate stress. Yes, so just so much information stimulation about shit that is so irrelevant to what we are trying to accomplish personally is the big issue. Or what I personally find, and what a lot of the stuff that I'm reading is really, we're just overloading, and nobody can pay attention to anything. And to be good at anything and to be successful, we have to do it for long periods of time with massive amounts of attention. If you want to get anybody to like you, if you want to build relationships with people who you love, with people who you're trying to do business with, giving your undivided attention is a very powerful skill. And judgment there's really no room for it, and I understand that. However, I'm probably not going to do business with somebody who's just sitting there and staring at their cell phone, or it's going to be a lot harder for me to take you serious if we're talking about how you're stressed, you're not feeling very great right now, but you can't get your eyes off of scrolling on your phone, or you're watching too much television, or any type of overload of information. So rule number 1, back to the point, boredom can improve our mental health. So taking a break from that stuff, improving our mental health and not overloading it, and to let our brains relax and alleviate stress. Number 2, boredom can increase creativity. Boredom can increase creativity. It's a little different than what this article is saying right here. I was listening to this podcast, and these guys were talking about boredom, and they did this study where they had these people, a big group of people, they were doing the most boring things possible. They were just saying they were trying to make these people as bored as possible. And then the other group, they were trying to stimulate them, giving them like video stimulating things. Even artwork was involved, things that were very stimulating. And then at the end of it, they had to come up with ideas to try and figure out and just, see how creative they could be. And the people in the group that were bored out of their minds, they were already thinking the entire time of different things that they could be doing, different ideas, and just overall bringing out those creative juices because their brain is going inward and not focused on something outward. And so it can help with creativity. Boredom can increase creativity. Next, boredom motivates a search for novelty. Without humans would not have the taste for adventure and novelty seeking that makes us who we are, intelligent, curious, and constantly seeking out the next thing. So, yeah, one of the greatest things about humans in general is that when we get bored of something, the desire to grow and develop and to innovate something else becomes more prominent. And that's how we have skyscrapers. That shit's pretty incredible. If humans are amazing at anything, it is building stuff. So we got to give big shout outs to that. Next, boredom motivates the pursuit of new goals. It's just continuing as your situation changes. You need to evaluate it. You need to take time to reflect on that. And lastly, boredom and self-control skills. If you can build self-control, I believe you can do anything. Truly. If you can build self-control on when you go to bed, self-control on the content you consume, self-control on just making a plan, any type of plan. It would be better to have there's this saying, it's better to have a bad plan today than a perfect plan tomorrow, because we just want you to get going and to take action towards this stuff. So self-control is, I think, probably the difference maker between entrepreneurs who get a business off the ground, make money, and support the people they love and care about versus the ones who quit and then they go and give all their time to and they go make other people rich and go get a regular job and go help other people, right? So, or just not even feel passionate about it or not get better in general. I'm not saying you have to be an entrepreneur to be happy. What I'm saying is you need to have self-control to be happy, or else everyone else is making decisions for you, or your life gets out of whack, your health gets out of whack, and all that stuff. Self-control, very, very important. It's like, okay, that's so great, Tanner. Now that I know I need to be bored every single day for a little bit, where do I even apply this? I would say the top tip would be, say, when you're cleaning your house, when maybe you're commuting to work. Think of these intermediate times, or right when you get off work. A lot of people just turn straight to the cell phone. If you have an urge to turn to your phone and you know that your screen time is a little higher and you'd want to improve your creativity, if you want any of these benefits, like if you want to start generating ideas for what you want out of life, maybe take in less information. I don't think you need any more information. Whether that's coming from me, whether it's coming from the million of articles or ideas on Instagram, Facebook, all these social media outlets, I don't think you need any more ideas to figure out what it is you want to do with your life. I think you've been exposed enough, or that's in my interpretation. I don't need any more information. I just need a break and to just like let my thoughts actually form. And it's crazy how just a lot of times when I don't know what to do for a show topic or this and that, I just pause, do the dishes or something with no podcast. And then, or I go, my favorite personally is going for a walk and then just not having any type of stimulus, no cell phone, no music, no shit, or working out in general, going to the gym. I don't listen to music when I work out usually, and just kind of letting my thoughts like build up and just come out and then just keep my cell phone on and have the self-control to just, if I have a good idea, then I text it to myself. I do that. So if you can have the self-control, those are a few ideas I would recommend. And these are just a few ways for boredom. So we're going to wrap up here. I'm going to end my screen share and then we're going to go to the board. I'm just going to highlight a few things of other people and other benefits of boredom for you guys this morning. Let's go ahead and go over to the board. Good morning. Good morning. So a few more things on boredom. Maybe a great idea would be to meditate. Meditate. If you are frustrated, if your thoughts eat you alive, if you do not feel good, if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel anxious, then please, God, try meditation. It will change your life. I get it. It sounds lame. It's boring. It's uncomfortable. It's not fun. But just there's too much backing it. It's worked so well for me. I can't help but have to bring up that one, numero uno one. And it's like this game of surprises. It's like this is the end all be all. This is what they talk about in the religious spaces. All these just like historical texts are like, yeah, when I meditate, who said they meditated and felt worse afterwards? Maybe if you had to dive into a deeper pain and you're figuring that out, rare cases, but it's a game of surprises. If you're feeling anxious and you're overloading yourself with information, voila, duh, right? So meditation, the first one. In religion, and I'm not saying to get all religious here, but just look at some examples of people being bored or going out. You have to get rid of, say, the cell phone being a pleasure, or the TV, or watching football, or whatever that pleasure is. Sometimes you got to go out and you got to isolate yourself. Solitude. Nobody can be alone anymore. I mean, people are alone for a day and they feel lonely. Or we have more information than ever, and we should, technically, the communication is spiked, but people feel alone versus in the old days when you have people like Jesus, Buddha, Abe Lincoln, all looking for solitude. Maybe that could be our challenge, is to figure out how we can make ourselves comfortable with solitude. Because solitude is pretty much tying into what we're talking about, boredom, to give yourself just a chance to think, to be clear, to relax, to recharge. So how can you use solitude as a superpower? And then some examples specifically. Jesus went out to the desert for 40 days. Buddha, he left the palace because he was given absolute everything, but he couldn't look inward when he was given nothing but all these pleasures. So between these people, and to lose loneliness, because you're technically, okay, we don't want to get too much into this rabbit hole right now, but you're always alone. You are technically always alone. I do not, even the love of my life, my girlfriend, or like close family members, my brother being like my best friend, we are not, he has his own reality and I have mine. So you're technically already alone, and learning to live with that and being in solitude with what the hell is actually going on in your life can be helped with things like meditation, just reading about powerful people who have done this in the past. Three of my favorite homeboys are Jesus, Buddha, and Abe Lincoln. Those guys had it down right. If you want a deeper sense of thinking, looking at inward, and again, there was this little analogy that I like. So when you're taking outside stimulation, when you're taking outside information, it is like lifting weights. It is good. It builds up your knowledge base and this and that. But when do your muscles grow? When you are resting, when you are not lifting the weight, contrary to a common belief. So you need to have as much time taking that break on stimulation versus lifting your mind and taking in information. So I like that analogy when it comes to sports, lifting, yada, yada. Those always hit home for me. But you get the point. We were talking about boredom. See how you can induce boredom today. Maybe take a break from podcasts, information, stuff like this, or even just bull crap on Facebook, Instagram, or just other social media sites, rabbit holes. Avoid that stuff. Give yourself some solitude. Maybe try meditation. Maybe just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Just focus on your breathing. Feel it for a second. Feel your body. See if that's helpful for you to help with deeper thinking, introspection, solitude, and avoiding this. This is an absolute epidemic. This loneliness stuff, man. And just hear middle schoolers talking about, I'm lonely and I have no purpose in life. It's like, dude, what? Like, way too early for that stuff. So this is, we can work and we can improve and we can help people, because I don't want people to feel lonely. That stuff's, it's actually probably one of the worst feelings that you can experience. So we're trying to help reduce that as much as possible. But that's all I got for me, friends, family members, fans. I appreciate it as always. But that's it for me. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this show. You guys all have an amazing, wonderful day. Keep thinking about how maybe boredom could be a little bit for you. Or maybe you just take a break to journal. You just journal a little bit in your notebook that you got at the store for $1. Or you're just kind of thinking out loud in general. But excuse me, whatever it is, I got to get going. Super Tuesday ahead. I hope you guys all have an amazing, wonderful Tuesday. This was episode 195, Reasons Why Boredom is Important. And we'll be back again tomorrow, Wednesday morning, live at 7 a.m. with episode 191. We're going to be talking about learning from old and dying people. Pretty interesting stuff. Maybe help with this introspection and this deeper thinking as well. So, cheers, friends. The Personal Development Show. We're rolling out of here, holding you guys accountable. I'm out. You guys have an amazing, wonderful Tuesday. Cheers, cheers. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. I'm out.